Okay, I'm back. The game is back as well. There were some technical difficulties. But the tests were pretty quick with bringing the back on. It was worth reporting it on Discord for a quick reaction on their side. So let me quickly go to my fort. So before I got disconnected and the game servers went down, I was about to change to this character. I was playing on the mage, but I felt the need to play a bit of Realm Master. Okay, let's wait for everything to load up. Once I see everything loaded, I'll know it's pretty safe to... Okay, now it should be fine. I just want to put some stuff from my warehouse or from my inventory into the warehouse. Such as that pair of gloves, I don't think I need them anymore. And what else could I get rid of? This thing I could get rid of, but not yet. This is for the first page. And maybe I should get rid of some items like some two-handed weapons. This sword, stinging sword. It is good DPS, but I kinda started playing with the voltaic now, so I'll kind of use it for a bit. The wing blade, I don't feel like playing with it yet. So let's just arrange my shields here quickly. There we go, some rail hammers here. And a sword there. So I'm playing with the voltaic sword and incendiary blazing focus. This one could give me a lot of damage, but not shock and no bolts. So I was playing on a trainish build, like a mixture between a conductor and a lineage build. So maybe I could just keep playing on that bit for a while, on that build. Okay, my goat's kind of low. Hope there wasn't a rollback. I'll have to check on my mage later on whether something got rolled back. Have I got Hived gear on? I think I do. Yeah, Hived. Bit of goblin. So I'm just chilling, relaxing, grinding, farming some. Just gonna give it a few more seconds to be sure that there's no rubber banding and everything's well. I think we're ready to go now. Maybe I rushed a bit. Oh, it's a toxic map. Not a really pleasant map to do when the train range isn't that good. I'll probably get myself killed by doing this because it's a toxic map. Started. Oh shit, I'm getting stuck. Okay, I started here. Oh, there are spawns on my way back. I'll just keep killing whatever spawned without worrying about waiting for them to spawn. Something stunning me from afar. I think it's that dude there. I'll use my relic weapon. Hopefully it helps. I'm very bad at controlling this train. I'm not used to doing it, so I might just revert to my normal build without the train. I just kinda felt playing something that I normally don't, so that's why I've been trying out some weird funny builds today. This delay, when you summon a train, you have to get it to at least a few units away so it can spawn the cars. This is kind of annoying. I wish the train would spawn with all the cars I've set up right away off the bat. That way I can immediately just spawn the train and quickly do a flamethrower or a shotgun or whatever I'm trying to do. So now I have to like start building the train and build a bit of rails, just a bit of tracks before I can use my skill. And most of the monsters by that time have already either moved away to a different location or died from one of my other skills. And yeah, you see what happened. I was kind of stuck with nothing much to do. Yeah, I'm not used to playing this class, as it's obvious. Probably if I use basic attack instead of ghost train it might be better, but this is a toxic map, so I want to stay as far away from them as possible, because otherwise I'll just end up dying all the time. But yeah, if I switch to my normal way remaster, this would be going much faster than it is now. Yeah, I'm trying to spam Ghost Train as much as I can. How much is my gear work with this build at the moment? I know I changed my gloves, so let me quickly check. Gear work 28. Yeah, because I changed my gloves from gear work ones to the ones I'm using. So on my mage I had 68 gear work with 20 from the maps. Now I'm not expecting to be pulling as many items as I was pulling on my mage, because I just changed my build to electric one instead of a gearwork one. Probably might change this one as well for something else that's not gearwork. I keep forgetting that I have to keep spamming the train tracks when I get away from it, so as you can see I'm just losing time by not managing my train. It definitely isn't everyone's cup of tea to play a build with the train. It requires a lot of micromanaging, or maybe not a lot, but more than nothing. So I'm personally the player that doesn't like controlling more than myself, and having to control the train where it goes is kind of feels like you're doing a job. Okay, let's see. One more group of monsters left. He's gonna ghost train those, and I'm gonna change my build to my AoE master build. So enough with the conductor shenanigans. So I need my basic attack here, ghost train here, no, ghost train here. Pound here, and sword smash here. This is my normal build. It's what I'm used to playing, so I'll just keep playing that for now. If I'm gonna be playing this build, I probably should try and find a decent rail hammer, but so far I've been unlucky. This is something with gearwork. I could keep it for a bit. Do I have anything with better gearwork for this dude somewhere? It certainly isn't here. Here 12.6. Here. Wow. Yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, I think I left it in the warehouse. This is probably what I was using for gearwork. 31 gearwork. So I guess that's why it was still in my inventory, even though it's 34. Okay, let's go back to the gearwork build. I'm gonna lose 2 additional extra boats, but it's okay. I could try and not play with the boat build for a bit. Maybe I could play with this rail hammer for a while. Ideally, I want to find something with gearwork and endurance again for my helmet. I have to wait for this map to finish crafting. That's another thing I don't understand. Why do we have to wait so long for a stupid map to craft?
Your pet has returned.
It just doesn't make sense to have such a time gate on a thing like a map. And the amount of time it takes for this bar to fill seems to be the amount of time it should take for it to craft, to not feel grindy. Alright, let's go in. I do wish there would be a press pack released from the Torchlight Frontiers team with Photoshop files and things like that, such as this logo or like an animated version of this logo that we could use for videos, build videos and streams and stuff like that. I would really like to replicate the Torchlight Frontiers logo, text and bevel and emboss. I tried making it by myself, but it didn't go as close as I wanted it to the original Torchlight Frontiers logo, text and stuff like that. It does look close, but not as close as I would want it to. So if they release something like a press pack with files that we could use, would be quite nice. So when I was playing on my Forged, I kept getting shit tons of elites on this map. Let's see how many we'll encounter. So far it's one group of champions, one champion pack. Okay, spamming those ghost trains as much as I can. Doesn't seem to be giving me as many elites as it was giving me on my forge when I was doing those maps. So yeah, if you wanna get a spammy ghost train build, getting endurance per game per second from as many sources as you can would be what you need. So flying peaks is one place from where you can get half an endurance circle per second. And some items such as gloves, and I think helmet could give you that as well. I'm not sure about the gloves, but I know about the helmet that it could give endurance. And this is what you wouldn't want to do, wasting 2 charges of hammer spin at the same time. Right, so one after the other before using up the movement speed from one. So you might want to be careful. I wasn't careful and I just held my number 3, which resulted in casting one hammer spin right after the first one. still think Pound needs a bigger area. Like the AoE, the area of effect needs to be slightly bigger. Even if the stun chance is lower, I wouldn't mind. Or if the stun duration is lower, I also wouldn't mind. Like stun duration 2 seconds would feel pretty normal if we get like a 50% increase in the radius of the how do I say it, earthquake, earth shatter, or whatever this effect is called. So far I think we've encountered like 5 or 6 groups of elites. Not so bad, but we're getting near the end of the map. May not get it all the way to 10, but who knows, who knows. For sure it won't be all the way to 15, like my record so far has been on this map. Wow, this one drops 2 items from one monster. I'll just have to go and check them, and they're the same ones. It's as if getting mirrored items.
Your endurance is low.
I haven't played on those builds too much to show them after the patches, and they are definitely better, and my main builds feel much better than they felt before. So they're pretty nice to play, so I have to show them more, but I've been busy leveling the Forged. It's pretty chill to play those builds now that I've somehow, like, let's say 60% gear them up. I think this needs probably decent shoulders, helmet, glove. The rest is kind of okay with the stats I've got on them. For the boots, of course, I don't really care what I've got on the boots, as long as there's some defense for the front. So even with average gear, as you see, even have a piece of green gear. It's pretty chill, it's pretty easy to deal with the stuff. And the only way I die is when I get distracted or make mistakes or just kinda not pay attention to my HP. And there's a haste shrine for us. So yeah, pretty chill to play this build for sure. But that would change if I get a toxic map, then I'll just have to keep spamming ghost trains and what's it called, sword smashes. As for the elites in the curse chamber, yeah, as you can see, it's an amazing map to farm elites. So if you're leveling up in the High-Wit Frontier and you're doing maps, curse chamber would be the best thing to pray to get. It's like the equivalent of a pillage village now, in regards to how much XP you get. Because you can get at least 9 or 10 elite groups for such a map. If you're lucky, you can get even 15 different packs of elites, uniques and legendaries all together, including the boss. I'm just smash some skill. Anything left here? I don't think so. There's just the boss left and a few more monsters after that.
You need more endurance.
And that was a lot of damage with just one skill with the ghost train. Let's try again. I'm gonna wait for my ghost train. It's gonna do something. On full charge I have enough dynamite for blasting charge and a ghost train combo. Basically this is 4 endurance, this is 2. So I have like, I think I need 0.75 seconds to get 1 endurance or something like that between the busting charge and the ghost train. And the busting charge lasts for 6 seconds. So even though if you take like a whole full second to regain that extra busting, extra endurance that you need, you still be able to do the ghost train before the busting charge runs out. And this is what 567.2 weapon damage. And with busting charge that's 85.4%. But I'm not sure if that's on the base. The base is probably 300%, so if we are getting that added to the other bonuses, I'm assuming the damage would look something like 630% weapon damage or something like that. Maybe even 700. I'm not exactly sure. I wish I could see some numbers, some damage numbers, so I can know what the difference would the damage without blasting charge and with blasting charge would be. This was just 3 skilled. I used blasting charge, ghost train and hammer spin afterwards, and that was kind of enough to kill him. And this time it was almost enough. The pet helped me. Okay, let's go back to the fort and get a new map done and enter it. I'll play a few maps on this guy, I'll change the frontier, then I'll change the character after that. So let's do one more high-wit map and then do some goblin maps, because I feel like doing some goblin bowling in the pillaged village. So I'm looking for better shoulders for now, but I still can't find anything better than what I'm wearing. Did I collect my map? No. Okay, one more high-wit.
Your pet has arrived. Crafted item is now complete.
And I really do wish that this guy doesn't just stand around doing nothing but actually sold potions, so he wouldn't have to port to the town. Okay, next map I'm crafting is gonna be Goblin. So let's go.
Crafting complete.
Another cursed chamber, nice. More elite hunting. I'm gonna wait for it. It's not toxic at least. Should we count the number of elite packs we've seen? 1 elite pack so far. Should I try my poison rail hammer? I think maybe I should play it a bit. I missed a dead end here. The Wangi dead end.
Your endurance is low.
Those looks like pieces of wonks, like a left right wonk. So third and fourth elite, no, second and third elite encounters. Okay, they want to play the Stonewall game. I can play that game too. Wow, this guy is seriously not messing around. Did you see how many times he stunned me before I could even react and stun him on my anti? They're gonna nerf that though. They're gonna nerf that monster stun soon. I know they are aware of it being kind of OP. Especially the ones that are melee monsters but can stun you from long range, from like a few meters away. Just checking. Okay, number 4 elite. This one doesn't stun, so let's just set him aflame on poison, and yeah, he kinda died too fast. But yeah, with Ghost Rain you're gonna be doing that all the time. Okay, this one almost got one shot. That was number 5 from the elite encounters, the champion encounter. No, let's bring them together. That's number 6 and number 7. Gotta wood some junk just so I can sustain my mapping. Like on my forged kinda drained my money for a while. For some time with my forged I was ahead of the money, but then at one point I started losing a lot of money. That was when I did a few maps without being able to enter them. Let's do some bait. This was number 8, I think. So 8 champion encounters so far. 9. Okay, 10. Nice, 10 champion encounters. I'm telling you, Cursed Chambers is my new favorite map. I probably like it more than Pillage Village now. If only those champion encounters are actually more rewarding. Because I've rarely gotten, if at all, any elite items, like any legendary items from those champion encounters. Most of the legendaries are from just your basic Warvas or your basic Goblin. But it's good if you're leveling, yeah, Cursed Chambers is your new Pillaged Village. So 10 elite encounters so far. Can we get it to 15 this? We've got one section, maybe 2 sections more. He's gonna let the pet kill some monsters. Come on, pet. Come on. Come on, boy. There we go. Okay, any elites here? Oh yeah. One squad, so number 11. Okay, number 12. And the boss would be number 13. Okay, let's kill the boss. And this is number 14. After the boss, because the boss is counted as number 13, this purple dude would be number 14. So yeah, we can probably get it to to 15 with this map. So far 14 champion encounters. Can we beat the record and get it all the way to 6? Let's find out by the end of this episode. Yeah, all those Ghost Train one-shots. Okay, there we go, 15-15. So we are even with my record from the Forged from yet. Or the other day before that, I kind of forgot. Might have been the day before. There we go, 16. Nice. So 16 new record, 16 champion encounters for a single map. Boats and gearwork, boats and gearwork. Yeah, I keep getting boats and gearwork. Not bad. But I'm not using my boat gear now. Okay, it's time for the pet to sell some shit. Now quickly check the end of the map. Maybe we can get it all the way to 17 champions in the map. If we get it to 17, that would be unbelievably much. Even though some of the legendary encounters, as you saw in the uniques, didn't have those minions, it was just the monster, the coward monster, without the what's it called, the minions around him, the orange ones. Okay, that seems to be it. 16 is enough. 16 is good. Next off, we're going to the pillaged village, hopefully. If it's an eerie grove or a cursed chamber, eerie grove or a, what's it called, undead crypt, I forgot the exact name of the crypt map. If it's either of those two, I'll just skip some of the stuff and kill the elites on my way to the boss and just rush it. Oh, I forgot to change my gear. Just a sec. Okay, this.
Your craft
That
is
pretty
ready to
much
be
is
shaped
it.
up.
This is a goblin one, so it will be doing more damage now because it won't have the 3 levels penalty. This one as well. I really want to get a electric with chance to shock Railhammer or a decent sword with it. Sadly, I can't get an offhand. An offhand with endurance again and chance to shock would be amazing. Okay, Eerie Growth, as I said, if we get Eerie Growth, I'm gonna just rush the elites. Come on, I stunned first. 85% chance to stun, 86 even. And of course he wouldn't get stunned, because he has a shield.
You're feeling tired.
Okay, let's see. I'm not gonna clear the whole map as I said. I do think though that once a legendary item drops, it would be nice to have some special sound for when you're playing in team. Just so if your teammate is killing stuff like, let's say, let me just kill those. Let's say my teammate's around here killing stuff, and I'm around here killing stuff. I won't be able to see him, even on an ultra wide. It will be a bit difficult to see all the way there. And if something drops, especially if you're doing a pillage village and decide to split farm, it would be nice to hear when something good drops for you off screen, so you can quickly go and wood whatever dropped without having to double check all the areas your teammate killed. It does have white beams, but you might miss those white beams if there isn't a special sound. Jabu tree is nice with those pentagram icons on the ground for ancients, and some other games have such options as well, where you have some special icons on the minimap or on this map, or some special sounds, just so you know there's something worthy coming back for. Oh, look at that. I wonder what's over there. Is there a secret place? Can we go there? No, it's not. Before we kill Dog Jockey, or as I call him, Benji, I'm just gonna kill his spawns.
Your endurance is decreasing.
Okay, let's punch him with some basic attack. Giving him some basic swaps with the fire stick. Okay, I like when I get some poisonous rail hammers. This seems to be probably an upgrade to what I've got, but I really don't want that chance to knock back. It keeps the enemies away from me and I want them up close. I'd rather have that extra poison damage. Okay, let's do a couple more maps in this frontier and maybe then we can go on the mage for a bit. I'll start crafting maps for the other character. So yeah, this one and one more. Then I'm gonna go on the mage again. Okay, it's still rubber banding a bit. I have to wait for them. Oh, double HP map. Now, that's gonna be a fun map to do. Test how much damage I can do with Ghost Train on double HP elites. Okay, yeah, it still hasn't loaded properly. You can see the monsters just not exactly rubber banding, more like skipping, teleporting. It's like heavy rubber band, not back and forth, but tsick tsick. Oh, nice, a mimic. I really wish the mimics were more rewarding. I wouldn't mind them being harder to kill, especially at level 50, they need to be probably boosted. But to reward some nice stuff. Like some special items that drop only from mimics, that would be pretty nice if they add something like that in the game. Although currently, besides the cores for relic weapons, there aren't any other items that are only drop from a specific type of monster. So the mimic seems to be the perfect thing to motivate us to have something like this in the game. I should not have come this way, this seems to be the correct way and I wanted to get the dead end first. I thought this was the dead end, but it's obvious now that it isn't. But now it's already too late to go and do the backtracking, so kind of just gonna keep pushing. Yeah, a lot of AoEs, a lot of damage. This build became way better than it was before. Let's say at least 50% better is how it feels. With the addition of all those different passive synergies, such as endurance regen and stuff like that. And the railhammer damage definitely helps. If I swap to a sword, would this weapon damage change? Or maybe let's just try with this. The weapon damage doesn't change, so Rail Hammer doesn't affect this weapon damage, but it gives me more Rail Hammer damage from this skill. No, this skill. So supposedly this gets applied to that before the calculation of the weapon damage once you're using a Rail Hammer. I really would like to know more how this works. How the weapon damage formula is calculated when you have Rail Hammer damage bonus. Is that Rail Hammer damage bonus only applied to basic attacks, or does it affect skills that use weapon damage from the Rail Hammer as their base? What's good about the build I'm playing right now is you only need 60 skill points. So even with how leveling is now, easy to get to level 30, maybe 35, and then after that it gets very painful. You can still get this build to its optimal state, to the maximum points you need to invest for it to work. And all the skills you need is all those skills. You don't need any of those skills for this build to work. Unless you decide to make something like of a hybrid. Whereas if you're going for a conductor build, you would still want to at least get things like hammer, spin, blasting charge maybe. And that's for the rail hammer and for the vulnerability. This is also nice in conductor builds for the damage reduction in melee combat. It stacks quite well with shield car. You can probably be almost unkillable. Well, you have the active shield car combined with the passive and the passive from Pound. Emulator, not the most pleasant mod to do on a character that's close range. If you're a mage, you couldn't care less about emulator map mod. Same goes for the toxic mod. Okay, a frost greatsword? No, it's a blazing greatsword.
Your endurance is running low.
I'm really looking forward to the reworked relic weapons. I do think this sword smash skill could be more powerful than it. It was good before the patch, but now it kinda fades away in comparison to the other skills after the patch introduced the synergies and stuff like that, and leveling up skills. So they're probably gonna touch that skill if they even keep it, if they decide to completely change the way relic weapons work and what skills they've got to give to you, passives and actives. I would really like to keep that skill in the game, even if they rework the relic weapons, or at least replace it with something else that's an active skill on one of the other relic weapons. Getting those one shots with basic attacks. He was about to resurrect some goblins, but kinda died in the middle of his animation. Oh boy. The train to heaven, the Jesus Express as I call it. Haven't seen that in a while. So it's been happening less often, or maybe I just haven't been playing that class as much to notice. Yeah, it's pretty nice with that extra 0.5 endurance per second regen. Kinda can spam Ghost Train more often. I still feel that Ghost Train needs to be half the endurance cost but half the damage. So it's basically gonna be exactly the same thing, but would give us some flexibility.
You're feeling tired.
Although if it's half the base damage, that would mean the total damage will be less than half of what it is. But even then it would be good enough. So yeah, half the base damage of Ghost Train for half the cost would result in less DPS overall, because when you have a bigger base, all those percentages to it actually end up giving you more. So now, if my base is 300 and I get 567, when the base is 150, I would not be getting 567 divided by what's it called? Not divided, but actually yeah, divided by 2. For a moment there I thought I used the wrong word, but I actually didn't. But even though it would be powerful enough, cast two at the same spot, or just cast two at two different locations. I'm gonna use my relic weapon now. I should have spammed Ghost Train more, but I kept using Pound and Blasting Charge. By Blasting Charge, I think for each Blasting Charge I can probably do 2 Ghost Trains, or 1.5. This is very good flat damage, but still I'd rather not use it. Chance to blind, chance to bleed. Not really good. Oh, this is not bad. Okay, let's do one more map in this frontier, and then go and play some maps on the mage. kinda had enough of leveling on the forged, so won't touch it for a while until they improve the XP. Oh, there we go, we can go back to the fort. I might not have enough energy to do another map on the other character, so maybe just one more on this guy. Let's see. Okay, it's still loading. Oh, I got disconnected? Okay. Well, I guess that might be my cue to end it for today. Thanks everyone who joined the 2 parts of my stream. I'll just stop streaming early today. Thanks for all the follows and just for being in here in general. And see you next time and tomorrow. In the meantime, you might wanna check my YouTube videos for various builds if you're new to the game. Thanks again and see you next time. Goodbye, keep it cool guys.